Hey guys, we're over a week into PoE 2 Early Access. Amazingly, I'm only in Act 1 of Cruel. This is mostly due to life distractions. I've been on around 2 hours per night or so. Skipped a couple days, frankly. But having run through the first 3 acts, I want to talk about some of my takeaways so far. You may want to stop the video now if you have not made it past Act 3 yet, as spoilers are coming. When I saw that Act 1 was a forest, Act 2 was a desert, and Act 3 was an Aztec, Mayan, Mesoamerican-inspired jungle, my first thought was whether the upcoming Act 4 will be a volcano with a castle-like sanctuary and Act 5 will be a frozen tundra. PoE 1 was heavily influenced by D2 after all. This seems to have continued, especially I just came off of Project D2 before release. We have a few D4 inspirations floating around, mostly the salvaging bench and disenchanting items for crafting material. Fortunately, many of the other D4 similarities ended there. My favorite part of the story was when we bring Doriani back with us to the future. I was wondering what kind of butterfly effect we would be imposing on the future as we took down hordes of rivals. Then Alva made it clear that this history was already written. We couldn't really change the future because this was already our past, which does explain Doriani's sudden disappearance in existing PoE lore. But think about this. Our time in the past had uncut gems falling, and as well as our time in the future. Remember, Doriani was the first to harvest the powers of the beast to imbue the skill and support gems we know from PoE 1. Our time in PoE 2 has uncut gems falling as well. Did pulling Doriani from the past result in the changes we see in PoE 2, where gems do not fall already made for us? That's some food for thought. Speaking of crafting items, the major change is the lack of reroll currency. Affixes are added or removed, but not rerolled entirely. Do I like this change? The answer is yes, because it is different. The base items we find now matter a lot more. I do feel fractured bases will eventually return. The crafting bench and div cards will be returning in the future, this is confirmed. The change with crafting with omens is an interesting take, and I welcome the change in exploring it more, since PoE 1 will continue to exist. Do you miss alterations? It's a different system for sure. The one criticism I have, and which I wish would change, is the absence of the 5 flask system. Finding a 2 or 3 charm belt is impossible, at least during campaign. I have seen my colleagues running around mapping with only 1 charm. I miss the control of having more life flasks than 1 if need be, or the control of a poison flask at will, etc. Sure, the charm may activate, but it takes away a bit of control in my opinion. I do want to share these screenshots I took at PAX West in August of 2023. Notice back then we still had 5 flasks. Frankly, I also think the world map looked a little bit better back then as well. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, I have no issues with changes to gear, the skill system, etc. It's a beautiful game, very interesting story. I will be chatting tomorrow with 10 Key and Bazooka Tank and posting the conversations tomorrow evening. They are separate, not simultaneous discussions. They will not be live. That way I can edit what they have to say for political purposes. Just kidding, of course. I want to find out if Bazooka Tank was involved with the Uber Pinnacle boss kill, which happened like 5 days into release on the Empyrean channel. They already took down the Uber Pinnacle boss. Again, I'm still in Cruel, and I will get more content out as I learn it.